Hello and welcome to Billy Ho's Sports. Today we're going to do a rewind recap analysis of the Arlington Million yesterday at Colonial Downs. We're going to go over the race. It was an excellent day for racing. I'm just going to kind of briefly cover the races that I did, which was the Beverly D and the Secretariat, massive chalk in the Beverly D, and bombs in the Secretariat. So Beverly D, Fev Rover goes wire to wire. And then Gina Romantica came in second with Flavian Pratt, maybe questioning his inside move. He kind of tried to go inside of Fev Rover and then just got squeezed off with the rail, got pinched in with the rail and had no room and had to back out and try to go around. And by then it was way too late. So Fev Rover put, a Walmart in between them coming home after that mini move. If he would have had maybe just another foot and a half of room inside, might have got him. I don't know. So anyway, I should say. That was stupid of me to say him. But anyway, Gina Romantica ran second. So anyway, it looked like the right call at the time, but the window closed on him before he could guide her through. Anyway, but the next one up, Gigante Payday, right? Gigante runs a huge race down the stretch to hold off Nagarok. Silver Knot gets caught up inside and runs third. He had no running. She had no. Oh, excuse me. Gosh, I get so confused. He had no running room. So anyway, we're going to break down the Arlington this and watch the video and kind of point out some of the horses that I went with in my betting strategy show and see how they did and see what happened. So anyway, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Very much appreciate that. Smash that like. Leave me a comment and let's get started. Okay, kicking off the race replay, Arlington Million did go 1.25 miles on the turf. So the 7-horse Strong Quality goes out to the lead, kind of as expected. He's an early speed horse. And then the number 11, Santon, goes right out quickly behind, who's also an early presser. So then you have the two other ones, Set Piece and Adamo, reserve early and all the way in the back. So those two are running last and second to last, and pretty much holding pat through a wicked half mile in 46.67. The pace continues to stay hot, holds true through the 3/4 in 1:10. And then just before the turn, kind of like the far turn, Adamo and Set Piece, they move outside. Adamo is 5 wide, I believe, and 7 wide is Set Piece when they hit the turn for home. Adamo finishes willingly, but that number 3 Set Piece swinging 7 wide blows right by him down the stretch to run away with this at the end. But almost as impressive was Santon holding tough for the second place finish throughout that blistering pace. So very interesting. And I know horses typically do run a bit faster on the turf, but 1:10, I thought that was flying through 3/4 in a 1.25 mile race. I thought that was pretty fast. So we'll see when the past performances come out, whether we get a very high plus, like a plus 13 or a plus 17 or a plus 9, whatever on that first call, second call. So anyway, moving on, the Adamo, obviously first race since the fall of 2022, very nicely done, was reserve early and did make a run late. So obviously the turf or the dirt to turf move lit a fire under Santon. I had mentioned in my previous video, I thought that might improve his chances on winning. But I didn't really make it. He didn't really make it into my betting pool. He was kind of like one of those first out horses where I just didn't have the room, but I really, really liked and said in my video, Set Piece as a value bet to win. And did give me that value at 5-1 I was hoping for. So he returned 1340 for the win. The number 11 Santon paid $820 to round out the exacta, which was very nice at $63 for a dollar. And then Adamo made the dollar trifecta $504. So for a big stakes race like this was very, very good turnaround. So unfortunately, I missed the exacta, but I did have a small win bet as a hedge. But that was about it. One horse I didn't mention that I was really high on was Catnip. I had to go back and watch again. He was the 8 horse. He got out fine, went to the outside in a stalking trip in the 5th position and pretty much the whole way right there. But when it was time to turn and burn down the stretch, that pace just ate him up because he got swallowed whole. And he finished a very tired 8th place. So anyway, so as far as the future goes, and now I don't want to predict anything, but I think the 3 top finishers can all make their way over to the Breeders' Cup Turf right before the Classic, the $4 million big turf race. I don't see why not. And you never know with any of these other horses. They may run one more time before we go. Maybe I don't know what kind of stakes races they'll be looking at, but say 5 or 6 weeks from now in late September, early October, they might run them again. It's possible, but all 3 showed me something in this race. The closing ability for both Set Piece and Adamo were great. They got the pace necessary to get it for 1.25 miles. They got the 22 and change, the 46 and change half, the 110.75 to set it up perfect. But which actually made that race Santon ran very strong early pressing run under those fractions and had horse left down the stretch, but just not quite enough. Very impressive. So I will keep my eye on this newly flip-floppy because it did run on the turf and then they brought it back over to dirt for a couple races. And I told you that last race was in the slop. So it kind of translated over to the turf. And so hopefully we'll see these horses again real soon. And we got more stakes races coming up this week. I'll be out with preview videos on that, betting strategies and all that good stuff. So until then, I appreciate everybody watching. Hope you had a great weekend and we'll see you soon.